Hello, Facebook and YouTube people. My name is Manaloto. As you can see, I do art stuff, which means I don't get a lot of money. But no, I'm just kidding. I just haven't reached that level yet. So this will be a sort of revival of the channel. Um, Up until now, I've been talking about my process and how I work my way up to this level. But I won't be able. I won't even be finishing this freaking drawing because I don't know. I got tired of it. So I hope you just like I hope you just like listening to people talk about art, talk about artist stuff that people can hopefully relate to. So yeah, I'll be doing this. So today's topic will be about motivation, and for an artist, that's super important because without it, you could be doing nothing, and with too much of it, you could also be doing nothing. So I've come to say that for me, motivation is a coin, and it has two sides. There's a positive effect to everything, and there's a negative effect to everything. So if you're motivated, it could help you in a beneficial way, or it could pull you down and pull other people down in the process in a negative sense. So, for example, you see this artwork, or you see anything that you like, you find beautiful, you find inspiring. You see that it's great. It gives you this sense of wonder, and somehow you want to emulate it. Somehow, because you have the means, because you have the skill, you want to try and achieve it. That's good. You know, great piece of art, great anything. Great song. I can sing it. Great piece of writing. I wish I could write like this. I wish I could write like this. Now that leads to the negative part of what I'm talking about. You see, the positive part is you get inspired and you got to put it down. Sometimes you got to put it down fast because the fire might burn out, the fire of inspiration. But the negative part is you get jealous of this artist or this writer or this singer that you want to create something better, even if you don't have the means or skill to, and elevate yourself above this artist or whoever this is, and sort of hope that they go out of relevance because you're it now, if you know what I mean. So yeah, motivation goes two ways. And if you play Devil May Cry 3 and you're familiar with Virgil's voice lines, I know this because I was an edgy child back then. Virgil gets motivated because Dante's beating him up, which means that Virgil will think that because he's motivated, he can beat Dante up worse and eventually kill him. So don't be that guy. I think whoever's watching this should not be edgy anymore by this point, but that's what I mean. See, but what is the ultimate motivator? If you, the judging by the name of the video, that's what I've come to talk about. Well, you might not be motivated because you don't go out much. You don't celebrate life. You don't go out see friends. You don't take a walk in the park and just absorb the sights. Nature and stuff like that. While I'm not really a social person, while I'm not very, let's say, extroverted myself, I do enjoy the company of friends. I do listen to people. I do listen to music. All of my five senses are at work. So that for me can be, the basis of inspiration too. So I do some writing. I'm writing a story, a graphic novel, if you will, and I'm also drawing it at the same time. So as you can tell, I need a lot of inspiration. For me, I have been subjected to both sides of it already. There's the negative side, there's a positive side, and the reason I can say right now, the reason why I got to the level I am, if you look at my DeviantArt, my ArtStation, what have you, Art of SaneKyle on Facebook, if you wonder why I'm already at this point where I am, it's because I tried to be better than everyone back then. But now I know that that's the negative part of the positive side, which is you gotta be better than yourself because you're the worst enemy you have. You're also your own shadow, if that makes any sense. Edgy as hell though. That means like you're also the guy who watches everything you do. You're the guy, the girl. You should know things. You should know how you feel about things and put that to good use. So my motivation comes from the competitive environment I am in. That doesn't mean like I'm surrounded in the classroom by dudes who are like super lit and we do the same thing. No, in the Philippines where I am, digital art is not something that you see all around, you know. And because I don't live in in a part of the Philippines where digital art is central. You know, that would be somewhere else. But I have a lot of Facebook friends who I look up to, I respect, you know, because they do the same thing I do, and I can even say that they are better than it, you know, better than me in terms of how they go about things, you know. So being in a competitive environment is an asset to your motivation. You know, you see people, you're like, great, that's good. I got to do stuff too. That's Don't mean it in a bad way, because you know nothing really comes out of the bad thing. Sure, you'll feel good for a while, but in the end, you'll feel horrible. You'll make someone's life worse. You know, you'll step on people. Don't bring other down. So you don't bring other people down. So the best thing to do is get better without not at the expense of no one. You know, at the expense of time. You got to manage your time well. That's another important thing. You know how the world works is you get paid, and you got to get paid, or else you can't really live on your own and sustain yourself. So management of time is very beneficial for you. So I suggest that if you get motivated to do something, you also manage the time to put that down somewhere. You know. So if in order to be super motivated and not let's see, I'm going blank. And not pull other people down is just remember that the only one who the only one who really thinks you suck and who thinks you're good is you. You know, other people shouldn't be part of that. You know, they'll help for a while, and that's good. You know, I love it when people say, "Oh, your stuff's awesome, man. Your stuff's really good." But you shouldn't take it like, "Oh, well, that's it. One guy said it's good. I'm a god now." Yeah, no, you don't do that, because it's not how you should think. You should be like, "Thanks, man. I'll take this and get better." You also don't take things too personally. If someone says, "I don't like it," and without being constructive, like, "Hey, what the hell's wrong with you, man? I put blood, sweat, and tears in this. I put a lot of blood too. Yeah, but I mean, you don't take it personally, and it'll be with you, and you can't sleep because of it. Don't do that." I think I used to be like that. I think I am until now, but I'm learning. This is something to keep in mind. Yeah. So yeah, to be motivated, you gotta go out. You gotta always be inspired by the things around you. You have to listen. You have to smell things. You have to taste things. You have to hear things for yourself and see what that means to you. See how the message comes across. So yeah, that to me is the ultimate motivator. No one really cares what you're doing. Like, I don't mean that in a bad way. I just mean that you gotta take control of things for yourself. You can't always rely on other people's thoughts. You can't rely on other people's opinions on the matter, because you really have to be yourself. So, if you learned something here, and if you like what you see, you'll see more of it if you subscribe and if you like. Because if you don't like, what the hell's wrong with you, man? I put blood, sweat, and tears into making this video. But all jokes aside, thank you for watching. I could use more subs, so do it. Just do it.